welcome to your weekly interval. This is the Best Damn Nerd Show. I am your host, microphone alchemist James Kincaid. With me on this episode, the ever stalwart Professor Chris Davis.
Have you wondered why I'm like the one that's always on? I get paid by episode. It's not a season thing like all the others.
Yeah, well, they have an appearance clause in their contracts, and they've already, pretty much maxed out there. So we have to be very strategic with how we deploy them. You signed that, very questionable per episode one, but I can ride you like Seattle Slew until the wheels fall off. So welcome back.
You guys are smart, liquored me up before signing.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Good move.
But no, I appreciate the ever intrepid Professor Davis for being here with me. Because without him, quite frankly, lately, it would have been just me literally yelling at clouds or yelling into the nerdosphere.
Which is
about
typically a usual thing for you anyways. So it's just putting it in a camera and a mic.
No, I like things that are good. What have you been up to, Mr. Davis?
Well, not a ton in the last week, but I did give that Titan show another shot because Marky, when he popped in most recently, had some better things to say about it later on. And actually, it was the very next episode where they did introduce the Doom Patrol, which I don't know who's in charge of casting for the Doom Patrol series, but thank God they changed the actor for their professor guy. That because holy hell, that guy was bad.
Wait, so it wasn't Timothy Dalton in Titans?
No. It was some other, and he had some weird accent. I don't know where it was from. I did not like him. He didn't flow well with the other characters, and you weren't supposed to like him in that episode because he was kind of a dick. But I just didn't like the actor. So, man, I'm very grateful that they got Timothy Dalton because he was so good in the series. So that series has gotten a little bit better, and so I'm sticking with it. I'm gonna write it out a little bit more.
Did you go back and rewatch the episodes that you fell asleep in?
Yeah. I went back and filled in the holes.
Okay.
So let's put it that way.
That's fair.
And in one of the next episodes, they had the new Robin come in, the Red Hood.
Oh, okay, Jason Todd.
Yeah, Jason Todd came and saved the day, and he was a little punk. But he loves some Batman. He's not on fuck Batman level yet, so.
He can't be worse than Damian Wayne. So.
No, that's true. And hopefully they don't get there. They only got 3 seasons, so hopefully they don't run through them that quickly.
Wait, so Titans is 3 seasons in.
They're on their 3rd season right now. So.
Okay, well, given, and we'll talk about this later on the episode, but given how things are going in the MCU, I think it's time for me just to shove all of my chips in on the DC side of things and give that a go. So I'll try and hop on Titans. I'll try and continue on with Doom Patrol, and so buckle up, people.
I'm just happy you're still here with us because I feel like we need to put like a watch on you a little bit. With all with the MCU stuff, I feel like you might lose hope in humanity.
I don't know.
Can we get like a hashtag Save James going?
A hashtag restore the Kincaidiverse or the Nerdiverse, as it were. Look, I mean, I have no faith in the MCU at this point right now. I like people.
Not people that create the MCU, but people.
Yeah, well, right now, no, of course not. I guess if there's anything sort of, I'll talk about what I see from people that shakes my faith in humanity later on in the episode, because I did see Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and I'm going to talk about it. I'll do my best, Davis, to spare you of any earth-shattering spoilers and things like that, but I got some stuff to say about Shang-Chi, so we'll get to that later on in the episode. We will talk about the latest episode of What If, and some other things. But dude, I've been playing The Witcher 3 per our last conversation.
Oh, thank God.
Wanting to get into that universe more.
Mm-hmm.
So hopped on there, dude. For $10, you get the Ultimate Edition now.
I can't believe it's only $10. If you don't have this game in your library, it's only $10. You're throwing money away. Like you are not investing in your life well.
I know, it's crazy. So I started that. I'm still very early on in it. Still sort of getting acclimated. The main issue that I've run into so far is the sort of similar look to Ghost of Tsushima, but the wildly different controls. Mm-hmm. So that's and I'd been playing Ghost of Tsushima, so I've messed up quite a few times, even just trying to, mount and dismount my horse and stuff like that. It's just different. Right. The combat engine is different. So that's been a bit of an adjustment, but I am making it. I love it though. It's super fun. Just like the detailed stories, like the thing. I'm totally going to get lost in this game.
So for somebody that loves lore as much as you do, this we might not see you again for about 200, 300 gameplay hours.
They got books. I that one mission when you go to the Emperor of Nilfgaard or whatever, and there's like this. You're an entire library before you see Yennefer, and I'm just like, oh, books.
It's time to read.
Gotta get them all.
Gotta read.
It was hilarious how the game started, with that sort of dream sequence with Geralt and Yennefer, and it's the very sort of like I was talking to a buddy about this, the fact that Geralt is definitely wanting to hook up with her again, but you've got to go do like the tutorial mission and train Ciri or what have you. And when you talk to her, she's like, yeah, we'll do it later. And both of the reactions, I know that I've played enough video games to know that there is not going to be a later. This is BS. But
there's a couple teams you can get on, James.
I know you've talked to me about that. I got to go with Yennefer though right now, and to be fair, she's the only one I've met, so
yeah, you wait switch real quick.
It's interesting seeing now, after having watched the animated Netflix movie Nightmare of the Wolf, their Vesemir versus the one in the game. Not how I pictured he'd end up as an old man, for sure.
A little different.
Very much so, sort of like Whistler from Blade,
right?
As opposed to what maybe they got in the animated show. But I'm loving the game. I was struck by how much the voice sounds like how much Henry Cavill sort of emulated the voice of The Witcher.
He bought in.
Yeah, for sure. And that was cool. So to know that there was that much attention to detail, because as somebody that hadn't really played the games before and only watched you play them, I didn't know how sort of accurate that was. And so that's given me sort of a deeper appreciation. I love the fact that, I knew this was an aspect of the game from watching you, but like the bestiary and, preparing different things before you fight certain monsters and all that jazz, just like super rad. Just really neat game.
Really you have to plan out your fights, especially later on. And you go a little overboard at times where you think that you need to
better be safe and
super powerful, before you go in. But I mean, there's times where, oh man, you really need to plan out what you're using, and because the better you plan, the more knowledge and lore that you understand about the creatures, the easier they are to defeat. So I think you'll like that aspect a lot.
I guess as I go through, like tons of side quests or like
countless, just so many, and so many I didn't do. Probably that were just along the side, and people will just start talking to you, and then it just creates one. So it's just, and it depends what type of day it is, and so you could be running through. You run through a village once, and it's at one certain time of day. You might not get a side quest because you didn't go back during the right time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So there's a lot.
I think my favorite thing I've done so far is stumbling upon a quest item for a quest that I didn't yet have. Was I think it's the Devil in the Well, which is like one of the first sort of like non-main quests that you can get. And I ended up in this abandoned town, and I explore everything that's because I don't know if I'll go back. And I ended up in the bottom of the well and found that bracelet that ended up belonging to that Moonwraith that was the murdered woman kind of deal. So when I went back, it was like much quicker to get through the quest because I already had the main item. So that was pretty cool. But anything time sensitive, like do I have to? That was always my, like, having played like the Skyrim in the Elder Scrolls games, knowing that certain quest lines you have to do before you do something else kind of deal. So that's
I think it will tell you. I mean, I do remember some quests and some side quests not being available after certain story points. I feel like, if I remember right, they do a decent job of telling you, like, hey, some things might not be available after this point. So I think.
Well, I'll probably, my default setting is usually to just do literally exhaust every side quest I possibly can before continuing on with the main mission.
It's definitely one of those games where you get so much in your inventory and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save this for the main baddie, for the main bad later on, and you'll never use it. It's just gonna sit there and it's gonna take up space.
Filled up my inventory with a lot of rusty swords and stuff like that, so I'm dropping stuff left and right. Beautiful game, really fun so far. I'm looking forward to getting deeper into the Witcher universe and all that lore and good stuff. So good recommendation. And I mean, I don't really have much time to play it right now, but I'll incrementally get through. So 2 years from now, when I finish the game,
right,
I'll be excited to talk about it again.
That's an exciting 2 years for you, and for me too. So yeah, because I get to hear about it.